Hi, this is Kip Smythe. I'm coming to you from NPS headquarters in Reston, Virginia, and I'm sitting here with Mr. Marco Boer. Marco is the principal researcher at IT Strategies, and IT Strategies recently was contracted by Premier, the print industry's market information and research organization, to do a study on megatrends in digital printing. So Marco, tell us a little bit about the study. How did you go about conducting this work?
So this study was intended to find out if there was a tipping point where analog printed pages would be displaced by digitally printed pages. And we all know that digital technology is everywhere. Digital printing is ubiquitous. And as we set out to test and validate what the tipping points really were for these 12 major applications that we studied, what we found, interestingly enough, that there really wasn't a tipping point. Now, how do we know that? We went out and over the course of about 8 months, we interviewed 900 people, including commercial printers, ad agencies, print brokers, people who procure print, and we asked them, where do you believe the print volumes will tip from analog to digital printing? And we got a wide range of answers. And what the answers really showed is that they believed the tipping point was sooner than what the actual hard data showed. And the hard data was an accumulation of over 30 interviews with well-known sources in the industry that count page volumes, including the paper industry. And what we found, and this was the big surprise, is that analog printed pages are shrinking independently of the growth of digital printing. And you say, how can that be? And what it is that the analog page volumes today are still absolutely enormous. Worldwide, over 35 trillion pages were printed. Digitally printed production pages were about 2 trillion pages. So there's a very wide discrepancy, and while digital printed pages are growing at about 11% a year, and analog are decreasing at 5%, there's no crossover point. And there probably won't be for years to come. It's just not foreseeable. Is this bad news for digital printing? Not at all. In fact, what this study showed is that the people who buy digitally printed pages value them much more. And in fact, the commercial printers are willing to pay 10 to 20 times more per printed page for supplies and hardware and so forth than they do for analog printed pages. So it's actually very good news. It shifts the conversation a bit from should we focus on replacing the 98% of old pages that are still printed using analog technology to where should we focus on capturing profitable digital printed pages or eligible pages.
Marco, that sounds like a fascinating study, and I'm sure people would like to learn a lot more about it. And I understand you're going to be speaking on a program about this study. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes.
Where is it? When is it going to be?
We'll be speaking at the Vision 3 conference, which will be in Palm Spring, March 13th through the 16th. And what I'll present there is a summary of this 400-page report that includes the 900 interview research plus all the analysis and data.
Very good. One thought comes to mind. You captured the analog page data and the digital page data, but you weren't looking at the pages that are going away to non-print alternatives at all. And I understand Premier, in its infinite wisdom, has contracted you again to take a look at electronic displacement of print. Can you tell us anything about that?
Yes, we're very pleased to have the opportunity to find out now, based upon the fact that we now know that a lot of the analog pages are shrinking independently of the growth of digital print. What happened to those pages? Where did they go? Is it because they've gone to other forms of electronic communication? Is it because there's a minimization of waste? Our next study will be focused exclusively on the impact of electronic communication technologies on print. And we hope to find out what the rate of transition is to these other alternatives and what can be done to help continue to keep print relevant in our markets.
Excellent. Well, Marco, I think the Megatrend study was fantastic. I haven't read all 400 pages yet, but I will read all 400 pages.
Sure hope so.
I've gone through your presentation numerous times, and it's fabulous, so I'm looking forward to seeing that again at Vision 3, and even more excited about seeing the follow-on study on electronic displacement of print. So thanks for chatting with us today.
Thank you, Ken.
And we'll see you out in Palm Springs.
Yes, Vision 3.
Sounds good. Bye.